Okay, so we will try to keep it short and we will try to cover as much as possible to help you with your interview and then the demo lesson. Um, it shouldn't take more than 20-30 minutes.
Yeah, or
So,
less. Yeah.
yes, first we will tell a little bit about ourselves, how we started working with 5 on Talk and why we did that. Also, we will cover some benefits of working for this company. Then we will go over some tips and hints how to successfully pass your interview and help you to make more money. And we will answer your questions. Very good. So,
Okay, so one person joined.
okay, we have someone else. Hello? Can you hear us?
Hi, hello.
Hi, hello.
Hi, what is your name?
Yeah, Roxanne Morris. Very nice to meet you.
Roxanne? Okay,
Nice to
nice to
meet
meet
you.
you
Well,
too.
we just started, so.
Yeah, we just started. We will talk
Thank you.
about four things. We'll have a little bit of introduction, talk about ourselves. We'll cover some benefits of working for 5 on Talk. We will give you some hints to successfully pass the interview, and we will answer your questions. Very good.
Okay, so you go first about yourself.
Yes. So, first, I want to tell you a little bit more about ourselves. Um, I started working for 5 on Talk about a year ago, and I was working two jobs at the time. So I would just teach at night and on the weekends. I was very tired, but I'm very glad that I kept working for 5 on Talk because right now it's my full time job.
Yeah, so eventually he quit his other work to work with 5 on Talk full time.
Yes.
But I started working with them first. I was doing teaching jobs online, and then I found them online and I applied. But I didn't know anything about the company, so my interview, I actually failed the first time, but they gave me another chance to try again. So I'm glad they gave me that chance. So I work for them also full time now. Yeah.
Yes, and we don't have any other jobs. We're very happy that we found this company. And before, I used to be a professional mechanic, and I want to um,
I guess one
go
of the
over
benefits. Yeah.
some benefits of working for this company. I was making good money fixing cars, but it was very stressful because I worked for a big company, and it was very hard to get some time off and to get vacation. They were not willing to give me any vacation, and I was coming back home very tired. Sometimes I had to stay 2 hours, 3 hours late. And the benefits of working for 5 on Talk is that you can make your own schedule and work the hours that you are comfortable with. Also, you can have your vacation whenever you want. Even if you
Yeah.
travel, you can keep working if you have a stable internet connection.
Yeah. Yeah. They only require you to have 60 classes a month, and that is
Uh,
120 hours. Right? No,
60, no,
no, no.
it's 30 hours a
30
month
hours. Sorry.
is
Yeah.
the minimum.
Yeah.
So if you teach two classes a day,
That's
which
one
is
hour.
1 hour, that's sufficient for them.
Yeah. But of course,
We
you
teach
can do more than that. Like obviously, we do more than that.
we teach
Yeah.
about 12, sometimes we even teach 16 classes a day
Yeah.
because
I would say 10 to 20.
yeah.
The weekends are the most popular. Like you will always get students on the weekends. You should let's write it down on Skype. The peak times for when you will always have your students is Beijing time because the school goes by Beijing time.
We'll cover that later.
Yeah, but it is 6. What is it? 6 to 9
6 a.m. to 12
p.m. Beijing time, and then on the weekends, what is it?
It's a little longer. We'll
but
cover
it's okay,
that
it's
later.
okay. Yeah, you will see it.
Okay. And
Alright.
also, this is a stress-free job. Um,
Yeah.
yes, if something goes wrong, you don't have to worry about it. Just take screenshots and show them that either a student had a problem or there was just
Yeah.
internet connection problem.
Yeah, but it's good to invest in a good Wi-Fi and a good laptop because it will.
Pay off.
Yeah, because if you have a problem, like I don't know how to describe. Okay, there are penalties. Like if you're absent for a class, even if it's because of your connection, there will be a penalty. So to avoid that, it's just good to invest in good equipment.
Yeah.
Just like any
So
other job, you need to invest in
I just
something.
have one
Mhm.
question. What is the
Yeah.
penalty like? Is the
Um,
It
pay
depends.
getting deducted from your salary, or
yeah, yeah. Like let's
is
say
it?
that okay, let's say you miss one class because you have no internet connection or something. Um, well, okay, for us, they've changed it
It
recently.
depends on the. You can cancel if you know that you won't be able to make it to that class. You can also let them know
Ahead of time, and your
ahead of
penalty will be
time.
less. It's like maybe
Yes.
$15 or something. Like it's around that, or $12,
How about
$2, $5. Yeah,
giving them activity
I'm
if
sorry.
ever you
What was
won't
that?
be able to attend the class?
It's better not to schedule a class if you
yeah,
know you
yeah.
may be
Just don't
late.
miss.
Yes, it's better not to
Okay,
miss the
okay.
class. It's
Yeah,
not good.
yeah. Because if you miss a class or if something happens more than a certain amount of times, then you might be fired. So it's just good to plan when you're going to be home.
This
Um,
company is very
okay.
strict with the class attendance,
Yeah.
because it used to be a big problem and a lot of students were complaining. So they're very strict about it. But if you write your schedule
Yeah,
and
it's fine.
yeah, it should be fine. If you
Yeah.
mark the times that you will have lessons, it should be fine. So, next thing we are going to talk is how to successfully pass your interview. First, they will ask you some questions about your
Yourself. Yeah.
resume, about yourself, your work experience, and I noticed that some people talk about, well, I'm a professional in a computer field, I do this, I do programming. It's a good thing, but it's not related to the teaching
Yeah.
job. So it's good to tell them your experience, but focus on things that are related
Yeah.
to the teaching career.
And try to think of any time in your life that you were teaching. Like, for example, I did volunteer teaching, like since I was young, maybe 10 years old. So I also mentioned that. Like, any time in your life that you've taught anybody, mention it. It's
It
experience.
doesn't have to be in English, it
Yeah.
can be anything. For example, whether you trained somebody at your work
Yeah.
or you did babysitting, you watched somebody's kids. This will also count. So you have to emphasize your teaching experience. Also, um,
I mean, the interview is very quick. It's like 30 minutes, maybe. It's very quick. And they tell you right after if you pass or fail. So you will know right away.
yes. And the other important thing and part of the interview is a demo lesson.
Yeah.
Basically, your interviewer will be a kid that you have to teach
Well, a
a
kid.
lesson.
Yeah.
Yes.
She'll pretend.
And you will be given a material beforehand so you can look it over.
Yeah, actually, can I ask, do you all know your material that you're using? Have they given it to you?
Yes, I
Is it
think.
Eric's space?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Eric
Okay.
got the
Space.
link.
Okay.
Okay, there are four very important things when you will do your demo lesson. First, you have to have some props. For example, a toy.
Yeah, they will look for that.
Yes, because your primary students will be little children and you have to use your gestures. So, for example, nose, eyes, eyes, ears. So you have to use something to show because kids are different from adults. They like things like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, they basically, when you're doing the interview, don't be afraid to act silly. Just be exaggerated. Do
Yes.
everything exaggerated. That's what they want to see.
Yeah. We as adults learn differently from children. We like to maybe read the material or be corrected right away. Children are a little different. So you have to be funny, always smile, and the second very important thing is to use gestures.
TPR.
Use your hands. It's called TPR.
Are some of you teachers? I think some of them are already.
Total
Uh,
physical response.
Yeah.
yeah, total
Right.
physical response.
Yeah,
Yes.
and make sure to mention that when they ask you like about your experience, because if you already know that, then they will be happy.
Use your gestures. Say, they might ask you something about what is your teaching technique,
Yeah,
or
TPR.
what is, some of the methods that you
Yeah,
use in teaching.
they will ask that.
Mention TPR. It's very important, and you have to speak very slowly. So let me type you some of the things. First, um, have props like a toy that you can show on. Second, speak slowly.
But yeah, and also the your interviewer, she will purposely make mistakes. So yeah.
I'll get to
Okay.
that. Yes. So first one is have props. Second, use gestures. Speak slowly. And third, use gestures. I know this depends on the culture, on what country you're from. I am not used to use my hands, but for work I have to. And you have to do things like this. When they give you an answer, you have to go like this. Very good.
Really, just
Fine.
be exaggerated.
Yeah,
Just
be
everything.
a little bit exaggerated.
No, a lot exaggerated.
Yes, a lot of exaggeration.
Yeah.
And your voice has to be a little bit different too.
Yeah.
With kids, you have to show them that you're happy. You have to engage them. So, good.
Yeah.
1, 2. If you say numbers, how many eyes I have? 2. 1, 2.
Yeah.
It might sound a little silly for adults, but you really have to do it.
That's what they're looking for.
Yes. And then the other thing, there will be at least 1 or 2 mistakes that your interviewer will do. For example, when they repeat a word, they may say something like, if it's a word rain, Chinese tend to say rain, and you have to stop and repeat that word slowly so they can hear it. For example, rain. And this is a technique that you can use. You can clap your hands and say at the same time.
Always smile. Always be happy,
Yeah.
even if they make a mistake.
Yes. So, rain. If they still don't get that sound right, you can break the word down into smaller sections. For example, a word butterfly. If they don't pronounce it right, break it down to different sounds and go like this: butterfly.
Yeah, and when they repeat, make sure to like use your ears.
Yes, when they just sit and look at the camera, they don't know what you are waiting from them. So go like this. This means that they have to say something or repeat what you said.
Yeah.
So again, using your hands is very important, and then stop whenever they make a mistake and make sure they pronounce it right.
Wait, also before the lesson and before the demo lesson, I think it's in the Eric's lesson page. I think it's on the first page. It says like, "Can you see me? Can you hear me?" Make sure to do that because the interviewer will look if you're doing this.
Yes.
The gestures. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, and
ask the question.
Yes, I think we covered most of the things.
Do you have any questions?
Let's go over the questions. So first,
Yeah, I have one question, please.
Yes, Angela.
About the material I will get to make a demo. From where I will get the material, please.
They will send it to you. They will send you an email with your demo lesson and some instructions.
After you sign up, though, have you signed up?
Have you filled out the application? have you filled out your information on the website?
No, I have a problem with the website. I tell Miss
Oh
Serena.
yeah,
Oh,
yes. Okay. Try again. Sometimes it works on some days. Sometimes it doesn't. Yes.
Okay, I
I
will try
actually.
once more.
Yeah, sure. Try a different browser, but I sent them your name, so I will let you know.
Okay,
yes.
Yeah.
If it doesn't
okay,
work, if the link doesn't work, maybe they're going through some maintenance on their website.
It happens a lot.
Yes, because there are a lot of people using that
There's
website.
about 1 million students in this company.
Yes, so
okay,
try at a different time, maybe an hour, 2 hours later, or you can also use this link. It's a different link.
Oh yeah,
Try if that works for you.
yeah.
okay.
Any other questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Sure.
So, is the job is it based on any contract or is it like
Okay,
do we?
there is a service contract
For
with the
Okay,
every year.
company. It's renewed every year.
Mhm.
okay,
Basically, it tells you what are the conditions with working on with that company. It doesn't obligate you with anything.
Yes, well, you can't work for another
Oh yes, it does.
school,
You can't work for
like online,
another
like a
online
competition.
mm-hmm.
school that is competitive with that company. But you can
I mean, other than
quit
that.
working for 5-1 Talk whenever you want.
Yeah,
There's
like
no like obligation that you have to work for 1 year or
yeah.
6 months.
But
There's
also,
no.
like if you want to work longer, they kind of automatically renew you. They will just send you the service agreement again. You just sign it and it's done. So
Yes,
All
it's
right. So
all done online.
yeah,
basically, I'll be off for 1 month vacation in December
that's
during
okay.
the Christmas holidays. So
Mhm.
probably I won't be able to teach that time. So
That's
what's
fine.
the
Hmm.
process like? Do I need to let the company know beforehand that I won't be available for 1 month, and then yeah?
Yes. What happened is we took a vacation about a year ago. We went to Italy, and we just sent them a letter
A
that
message, yeah,
or a message on Skype that we will not be available
for
during that
3 weeks.
time,
Yeah,
and they
it's
will
okay.
make a note of that, so you will not have any problems.
Yeah, but let them
Um,
know just in
yeah,
case.
it's a good thing to let them know because if you don't log into your account for more than 9 days or don't have any lessons for 9 days, um, it was like this 6 months ago. Maybe they've changed it. I'm pretty sure it's still the same. So if you don't open any classes for nine
I don't think it's
days,
9 days. I think it's 2 weeks.
they
Anyway,
told me it was 9 days.
no,
You have to let them know.
yeah,
But if it's like 5 day break, 4 day
it's
break,
fine. Yeah,
there is no problem.
All
but if
right.
it's for a month, yeah, you just inform them. It's very
Yeah.
simple. It's okay.
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 Oh,
Um,
I have question, please.
sure.
I would like to know, I've been through the website and the application form, and I guess they sent me a specific timing of the interview. Is the interview going to be conducted on that specific day, please?
Well, if you got a letter saying that you will have your interview at a specific time, and if you're not available during that time, just write them a letter and say that you cannot make it and
Although
would
that's
like to
weird because
schedule.
you're
That's,
so you didn't get a chance to schedule your own time.
I did it. I did it already, and I guess there was something about downloading a Zoom,
Oh.
I guess, app or something like that. I did it, and actually, this is the question. My question: I scheduled my interview. Is it going to be on that specific day?
Yeah. If you schedule that time, then they should contact you at that time. And let me tell you, sometimes they don't. A lot of times they don't show up. But just let me know immediately, and they will. I can let someone know, and they will find someone else for you. So if you have
So
That's
problems, yeah, let me know
can
right
we
away.
can we
that's great.
send you a reminder? Like we are
Mhm.
aware of the interview timing, right? So can we
Yeah.
send you a reminder so that in
Oh
case
yeah.
they
Yeah.
don't show
Yeah.
up, so that yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Sure. Sure.
When I had my interview, my teacher wasn't showing up. So I waited 1 minute 2 minutes, and then they finally answered on the third minute. I was very worried. So they have a lot of teachers. There are a lot of applications, and unfortunately, sometimes things get
Mixed up.
confused and mixed up. Uh, so just try to stay in touch with the
Yes.
person who will conduct your interview. And
Okay.
this company is a really really good company. I'm glad I'm working for
Yeah,
it. But
yeah.
sometimes because there are over 5,000 teachers
More than that.
only in
Well,
North America,
yeah, but there's more.
and as in any big company, sometimes it creates a challenge. So just
Yeah, just let us know if you
yeah,
have problems.
let us know, and we can contact the management on your behalf.
Yeah.
Any other
That's great.
questions?
Yeah, so the interview won't be a Skype interview. It will be on
It
the other
should be,
app.
yeah, it should be on Zoom.
Okay,
They
that's
do it
great.
on Zoom now.
Okay, they changed it because I had my interview on Skype, but that
Yeah.
was a year ago.
Yeah.
They will send you detailed instructions. If you have any problems, just let them know
Yeah.
or us know.
Yeah, it's on Zoom now. For that.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great.
So,
Hello.
Yes. Hi.
Yes, someone else joined. It's okay. We will send you the recording from the beginning. No problem.
okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
No problem.
Yeah. Anyone
And
else? We're just answering questions now.
Okay.
does anyone have any questions?
So, yes, I have one more question, one
Mhm.
last. So,
Sure.
the problem is that sometimes with the high connectivity of the internet, the router doesn't function. Sometimes, so it's
Mhm.
not like always. It's like very rare, but still. So, what do we do? And if we have a lesson at that time, and if the
Mhm.
internet is not unfortunately getting connected,
Yeah.
Yes.
so what's the procedure? Like, is it
Yes.
Okay.
how to go about?
Let me tell
Okay.
you. Um,
Have backup.
It's yeah, you
We
have to
do.
have a backup because it's very important to have a good internet connection. And sometimes what they ask you for is a speed test. I will send you a link. It's
Link
speedtest.net,
is good
I
enough.
think.
It doesn't matter.
Speedtest.net.
But
And you have to show them the link of your speed test
so they will ask sometimes.
to confirm that you have a good connectivity. And sometimes I'll tell you the truth that my internet connection is not perfect all the time. So I have to do multiple tests before I have a good one to send them. So if you have a bad test, don't
Okay,
send
but her
it.
question is, what does she need for backup?
Yes, and I have a internet from my phone, like a hotspot that I use in case of emergency because my router sometimes just needs to be reset and it takes 5 minutes. So I just switch to my phone, and I don't know what the options are in your country. Sometimes they have those hotspots, mobile hotspots that you can
Postal
have.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if your neighbor has an internet, just ask them for their password.
Well,
No, but you really,
that's a good
yeah, you
idea.
really need to make sure that your site is perfect. Otherwise, because students can leave a review for you, you don't want bad reviews. That means less bookings, maybe. So
Yes.
you want to do everything perfect on your side. But it's worth to invest in maybe a hotspot or something, because one, you can use it for tax deduction.
Well, at least in the United
Yeah,
States here,
yeah, here,
we deduct it
because you
for
need to do
I
your
taxes.
have
own taxes. Mhm.
I'm
Oh,
sorry, did someone have a question?
yeah, actually, I wanted to ask, do you have to send this test like every time before the lesson, or
mhm.
it's just one time?
Um,
Just if they ask,
yes, it's used to be for every lesson,
not anymore.
but
Yeah.
they don't enforce it, so they don't ask you where is your speed test.
Yeah.
Only if there are some issues during the lesson, it's good to pass the speed test so you have proof that it wasn't on your side.
Yeah.
And just keep it there.
Oh,
Also, one more thing that there's an app that you can take screenshots from your screen, from your monitor, In case the student gets disconnected, you can save it. And
Yeah, but I mean, once you pass, you will have training for this, so we don't have to go into it too much. But
yes,
just mostly for
they will
the
answer your
yeah,
more of your questions and how the process works
yeah,
during your orientation. So you will have another orientation after
yeah.
this. What else? There's one more thing that I wanted to say. At first, you will not have as many students
Yeah,
because there is feedback and
reviews, and you have a score.
reviews, and it accumulates over time. It took me about 4 months. Sometimes I would just open classes, and out of 10, only 2 or 3 students would book my class. Don't get discouraged because after a few months, you will be getting regular
Yeah,
students.
well, it depends. Like, it took me a short time before I got lots of students. Depends how good you are. You need to keep a good score because the students can see your name depending on your score. So if you're like a 96 score, they might not see you because they're looking at the 100 teachers. But I mean, most students score you very well. So only if something really terrible happened,
Yeah,
they
one
might
of a
score you bad.
hundred might rate you
Yeah.
really bad,
Um,
even
Yeah.
for no reason.
you have
But
to kind of like market yourself.
I'm sorry, could you please repeat your question?
Yeah, I'm saying you kind of have to market yourself, right?
I'm
Oh, you kind of have to market yourself. A
yeah.
little bit, but I mean, don't worry about it. You can get students quick. Like maybe it took me 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, but
What I did personally, I was working my regular job,
yeah. So it's
and then I would open just a few classes every day. And after 4 months, I was able to quit my regular job and do this full time.
yeah. But I was doing it full time right away, so I got lots of bookings after just a few weeks, maybe 2 weeks. So
And a trick to this is their search times or times, how are they called?
peak times.
Peak times,
Yeah,
when most of the students are looking for
yeah.
to book a
If it's a
class.
weekend, they will book you. So weekends are good.
But remember that this is a Beijing time.
Yeah.
So for us, their evening is our morning.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you open your classes during the busiest times, you have a higher chance of getting your class booked.
Yeah. But it's worth it in
Basically,
the end. So
evening is better, right? Evening.
evening is good
Beijing
too.
time.
Yeah.
Yes. Um,
Yeah, 6 to 9 Beijing time, PM is good.
Okay. And also, I wanted to ask you that are they like two different jobs in one talk? Like, am I going to if I get hired, is it children or am I going to add? How do I know that?
Oh, sorry.
I am
Just a
sorry.
little.
You are breaking up. Could you please repeat your question again?
Yeah.
I
Or
said, are there like two or three schools in this institution? How will I get hired? Like, is it? It's in my position to choose whom I want to teach, or it's not.
It's in your position. Who do you
Teaching
want?
or not?
I'm
uh-oh.
sorry. It's the connection is really bad. Could
Maybe
you
you can
type your
type the
question?
question. Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Sorry.
sorry.
Sorry
Sorry.
about it. It's
Yeah.
very yeah,
It just sounds
very
like you're a
low.
little far away. But
Okay.
yeah, does anyone else have questions while she's typing?
I have one.
Mm-hmm.
By any chance, on the feedback that the student gives you, is it like very frequent? Because sometimes there's students that give no survey, and if there's no survey, there's no pay, right?
Oh,
So,
You get paid regardless of
yeah.
your feedback
Yeah.
and regardless
If it's
whether they
bad or
give you
good.
feedback or whether it's good or bad. The thing is, I try to do my best to make students happy, but sometimes they still leave a bad review.
But
What
it's
will
okay.
happen is it will erase after 50 classes. After 50 reviews, that will be in the past. And even if it dropped your score, it will go back up after 50 classes or
Yeah.
50 good reviews.
Yeah, but it's okay. Most students rate well. I mean, you will still get booked even if your scores are a little bit lower, so
Yeah.
it's okay.
So here's the question. I wanted to ask that I've heard that there is a children's school as well as an adult. Okay. Let me tell you, I teach both adults and children. but about 90% of my students are children, um, and their age is anywhere from 3 to 12 years old. So those would be
Most
your
popular.
most students of that group age.
But I get adults. Like I get any age. So you will get any age.
Yes. So and it will just say on your you don't have a choice who you want to teach. When you open a class, um, anyone can book it, whether it's an adult or a kid.
Yeah.
Um, are you a teacher?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
that-
definitely a great advantage. Um, even we already covered it, but we have some of you just entered.
Yeah, she just entered.
So I will repeat. We have a recording of this call, so we'll put it up later online. But
Yes, being an actual live teacher is very good, of course. For them, they will look for that also.
yes,
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
what else? Oh, by the way, if your student is absent, you only get paid half.
yes. So which is still not bad. You can get to do your things on the computer.
Yeah.
And even if they show up late, like 10 minutes into the class, you still get paid
Full.
full. Yeah. So that's good.
Oh, is it always one-to-one class? Yeah. Wait, I'll talk about it.
Okay.
For you, yes. Eventually, once you get good, they just started group classes. So I'm in the group classes, but I'm experienced here. But you will start with one-to-one. They just began group sessions. And if in the future, if you want to do group classes, it does pay more. You will have a separate training for that. So that will be in the future.
And there are 1 to 4 classes. So you may have 4 students, uh, and there are group classes where you could have 100, 200 students at the same time.
But that's special. That we can talk
Yes.
about that. That's yeah.
So that's something that you may get
In the
offered
future.
later.
Yeah,
Once you have some
it's
experience.
very new. They just started a few months ago, so
What's the base payment for a session?
okay, I'll talk about this.
It depends on the country.
No, I want to say, yeah, it depends on, I don't know what you get into. There's two programs, native or non-native. I can write it for you. Non-native, I think it's 15 an hour, non-native. American, it ranges. It starts from 15 to 22. It depends on how good you do your demo and your experience. But it's okay because I started at 16 and within a year I got to 22. So it doesn't take long to get
Yes,
higher.
you just have to teach a certain amount of classes, finish some basic training,
And then you get promoted.
and then you get promoted. So I got promoted. I started with $9 per class, 18 an hour, and within 6 months I got to the top.
Yeah. And 2 years of online experience is experienced. That's good. That's good.
Yes, but the second part of your question is whether you will be considered as a fresher. Um, it will be based on how well you pass the interview and the demo lesson.
Yeah.
So some people don't have experience, and we already went through the tricks and hints on how to pass this interview. If some of you missed it, we will post it online.
Yeah. But like he didn't have experience. He started out higher than me, and I had experience. I didn't do too well on the demo. I didn't know the tips. So
And here we have some useful links for you.
I think I sent it to most of you already, but
Yes, we will just send it again. You can go over it. And there are some videos.
there's videos on YouTube. You can look on YouTube.
Yeah, just try to do do it as close as try to get as close as you can
To the
to the
person in
video. Yeah, to the person on the video. Okay.
I have a question.
Sure.
It's about with what with Luke just said about the payment session. It's that well because it says that it's mostly about native speaking persons, right? But also, as your wife just mentioned, it depends on the country. For example, I'm a native speaker, English speaker, but I'm not in the States and for the moment. I live here in Mexico. Now,
I
up or
think
down?
I think that should be okay. I would suggest not. Don't tell them like where you live unless they ask. Like if they ask you if you're a native speaker, and I
Yes.
don't know what. I don't
And
know. I don't think they ask you. They don't ask you. They listen to you.
yeah.
They listen.
And
So
if you lived in the United States for most of your life, just tell them I am
well, no, they
from
won't ask you. Tell
yeah.
them your experience. Just it depends on how you sound. So try to speak well. Try to speak slow, and they will base you off of that because he's not from America, but he's a
Yes, I have an
native
accent,
teacher.
but if I could do it, it means you can do it.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but they won't ask you where you're from. They did not ask me.
Your interviewer will
Yeah.
be Chinese, so they will have an accent as well.
Yeah.
So don't worry.
Yeah. Just don't say
So
too
it's just
much.
most about them hearing me, how I speak, and my
Yeah.
pronunciation, all of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
usually fine with that.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Okay,
No questions, I
no more
guess.
questions. All right, that's
Well,
very good.
do all of you have an interview scheduled already?
Hello, just
Hello.
typed a question.
Okay.
It's in the chat.
Oh. Oh, what should I expect from it?
Okay,
Actually,
well, we already covered
Yeah.
some of the things, but I guess we'll review it again
Really quick.
just for you.
Props.
Yes, you will receive the material in an email, the teaching material for your demo class.
Yeah.
Have this ready. Um,
Stars.
I think
Props.
yeah,
Stars. Wait, you need stars.
you may need some stars, but have something to show on because most of the students are children, and this is important to have. And I think the first class would be face. So you would have to show nose, eyes, ears, show on yourself. This is very important. Second thing, use gestures. Use your hands to show. Repeat or what is it? Very good. Just try to be
Yeah.
very
If they answer correctly, have like a party. Like
yeah,
yeah.
yay!
And
Like
stars.
this.
Yeah.
It might sound a little silly for adults, but that's what they're looking for because children like
They
that.
want stars. Yeah.
Yes. Second thing, speak slowly. Um, and just
Well, watch the videos and copy that teacher.
yeah,
That's the best thing
it's
you can do.
it's pretty
okay, my
clear.
second question is about my accent. I've typed that as well.
Oh yeah, try to use an American accent. I would go with that because most teachers are American in the company. Most.
Okay, I would use that.
Yes, and there's one more very important thing. They will make at least one mistake. So your interviewer, an adult,
Is
will
listening
pretend like they are a kid, and they'll make one mistake
to see how you correct.
to see how you correct. And this
Yeah.
is a very important part of your demo lesson, how you handle it. So you have to stop and try to pronounce it very slowly. If it's a big word, break it down into sections.
Clap.
Clap. For
Like
example, butterfly. If they say butterfly, you go butterfly
and do this with your ear.
and do this. And then if they still don't get it, you can try going backwards, a Pimsleur approach to this. Fly, then fly. So
Butterfly. So on.
butterfly.
Whatever techniques
Yes.
you have, I'm sure you have
And
techniques. They're teachers.
yes, 99% of the time this works. They still get the pronunciation
If
right.
you have a little board, a little whiteboard, bring that too. Like anything you have, you can use for class.
Yeah, anything that you can show.
Like this.
I usually have a bunch of things on my desk, and I use it. For example, drink or this. Children love this because you have to sing a song, and then I just go like this. Hey, let's sing together.
Yeah.
And they love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's it.
All right. Yes, we covered most of the things. Again, in the first part of your interview, they'll go over your resume. Try to focus on your experience that is related to online teaching.
Yeah.
You may have all experience in the world, but what they're looking for is your teaching experience. Even if you have very little experience,
Anything.
maybe one point in your life you had to train somebody at your work. It doesn't have to be in English,
Yeah.
or you had to babysit somebody's kids, or just
Anything.
hang out with kids and show them something, teach them something. Use that. Try to emphasize that kind of
Yeah.
experience.
All right.
Uh, in the
Okay.
second part,
I'm sorry.
in the second part of the interview,
The second part of the interview would be your demo lesson.
Yeah, which it will be about 10 to 15 minutes.
It's very short, yes.
I
You
see.
won't have to go through all the lesson.
They will stop you.
Just yeah, they will stop you when they think you're good enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so I should just use props, a lot of gestures and facial expressions.
Speak slowly.
Yeah.
That's very important. Um, and be exaggerative.
Yeah.
Reward them. Commend them. Like very good, yay, high five. You can do that.
Yeah.
When you watch the videos that we sent you,
You will get an
see.
idea. Yeah,
Just try
you
to
will see.
imitate that manner of teaching.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that's it. We covered um,
A lot.
basically everything. Yes.
Yeah.
Again, if you if should you have another question, just contact us through Skype, and we'll be happy to answer them for you.
So we
Thank
can
Okay.
you so
send you an email. I think I have Serena's email. So if I have any problem, I can contact Serena.
Sure.
or-
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Very good, everyone.
You can do
much.
it.
Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Thank you so much for your
All
time.
right.
Sure.
Mhm.
Good luck. Oh, and
Yes.
yeah, and let me know before you have your interview. So if something happens, I can help you.
And we will also send you the
Okay.
link of this recording if you came in later.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. Have a good one, everyone.
Okay.
See you
See you.
next
Thank
time.
And
you.
Thank
good
you.
luck with your
Thank you so
interview.
Good luck.
much.
All
Bye,
right. Bye
everyone.
bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.